and welcome to Model Railroading for Dummies, the how-to show for model railroading dummies just like me. Now, in our last episode, you watched me screw up big time. This piece here, I was supposed to cut this part off, which I have done now, but I cut off this part. And I didn't pay attention to the advice I gave you earlier in the episode. By far not my best moment. But I have glued this together. I got a little piece of thin styrene back here. And I glued it all up. And I don't think it will show too much once it's all painted and stuff. I mean, the crack will still be there, but it shouldn't be too noticeable. Hopefully what with weathering and everything else we'll be able to hide it. That's the goal at least. So, that's that. Now, I've got all these other pieces, some of these pieces here cut up. I know last time I said that we'd probably be painting. No. Looking at it, at the instructions and stuff, it looks like it'd be better to at least put it together for the most part, then paint it. Not completely put together, but it had the walls put up and stuff. I'll show you why in just a minute. So, without any further ado, let's go down to the workbench. Okay, here we are at my desk. Now, see, what I did between last time and now is, see these two wall pieces, they really didn't work out because you see these little extensions here? Well, they're needed for right here. I hope you can see how that's supposed to be. Well, you see, I want this one here. This is the... yeah, I wanted this one here with all these smaller windows. I didn't want the wall with this. But then this is on the wrong side. So I figured out how to do it. So basically what I did is I cut it down here. So it's like that. Same here. Now I can splice these two together. Like so. It ain't perfect, but it'll do. So now I actually have a nice wall section I want. Now this part right here will have to be cut off, which I think I can do right now. And I'll have a little bit of this little brickwork, which shouldn't be there, but it'll be so small that you should not be hopefully you should not be able to see it, especially where it's going to be placed. So it's easy flip right there. Take a sanding stick here and make it all nice and level. Same goes here. Okay. Now let's glue these pieces together. Okay, first step, make sure you get them right this time. Second step, get it all nicely lined up. So it's about perfect. More or less. Now, I use two types of glue. I use this Tester's non-toxic cement for plastic models. I like this stuff because it smells good. Sort of a gooey paste type stuff. That's what you generally use. I also use this Loctite super glue gel control. This is nice. I found I really like this in that, okay, I don't want to hold on to this piece for the next 10 minutes waiting for it to dry. This is where this comes in handy. But you only got one shot with this stuff. This stuff, you got plenty of maneuvering time. So I'm going to use a bit of a mix of both. So like when I first put the walls in place, I'm going to use this stuff. once I get them all squared up, then I'm going to use the super glue to lock things down so I can move on to the next step. So that's what I'm doing there. Now I've got some, if I could pick these up, got some styrene strip here. Which I can use. So that way it'll hopefully have a little bit of strength down in here, so it's not just a lock there. So let's put this where we want. Line this up so it's about as straight as possible. Also, just thought of this. Get some painter's tape or some other type of tape and tape it down. Okay, get it right where you want it. Okay, tape that down there. There. You know, I should have ripped off a piece of tape before I lined this up. That probably would have been smarter. There! She's going nowhere! Now, since it's going nowhere, we can use the super glue instead. Get a little bit on there. A little bit on the ends. Naturally, don't get this stuff on your fingers. It feels extremely weird. And line this up carefully so it won't get in the way of the window. Got a little bit on my fingers, not too bad. There. Now that wall section is all nicely complete. Don't need these pieces, we'll save them for something else. I chose this wall section for the end because it has the big door here. So that's that wall. I'm going to be using that wall section, using this. And for this, I'm going to be using this door here. Now it doesn't actually fit in here per se. It does, but it doesn't. It doesn't fit in the grooves perfectly. I mean, it can work. But fortunately, as the big door here is going to be over on this side, it's going to make no difference. I'm going to have to cut this down like the others, like I've cut before. But I'll cut that later. So I'm going to have that door like that. Then I can use this window here that's from the kit for the little office area. It really fits in nicely. It's really sweet how that works. But there's going to be a little bit of a brick piece there, which will be, but we won't put that in now. So, next step would be, number one, putting the cap back on the super glue. Then, getting all these itty bitty pieces. Now, as you see here, I got a styrofoam food tray to help store this. And I also kind of got the numbers written down for what little pieces are these in the instructions. Now, I got these little itty bitty sanding sticks. I got them from Micromark. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get them. They're really nice. You get a whole bunch at once. Once again, I'm using an old track gutters to get most of the molding stuff out of the way. And just work your way. Yeah, and if you really wanted to, you could take the styrofoam plate and then glue like a piece of plywood at the bottom or something like that. Something relatively heavy. And it ain't tipping over. One thing I did here is got a lot of little pieces here. So what I did is I kept them on the little sprue area, which had their number on it. Then when I need the piece, I'll cut it off, trim the flash and everything from that spot, and then put it on the model. So that way, don't forget. Okay, which one was number 9? I need a 9. They all look alike. So that is a tip I would give, especially if you got a lot of little pieces that's you might mistake or lose or something. There. Now we got about as many of these little pieces ready as possible. Now, we'll put them off to the side where we can easily access them. Get this wall piece out here. There, it don't look too bad. Once again, it has the cracks, but I think once it gets painted and everything, you won't be able to notice it. So, yeah. That's a way to adjust a wall to make it fit the way you want it to. So, let's get this out of the way. And let's get the base here. Okay. Then we'll want to test fit everything before we start putting glue down. Once again, your tape may help you here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have 4 sides, since we have to keep this open. But, yeah, it looks like she's looking good. So that's what this is going to look like. So, now we're going to use our tester's glue. What I usually like to do is I got this little box. I store my knife blades in here. I got a whole bunch of these, some Fisherman's Friends metal boxes and these type little metal boxes. They're really great for storing stuff. So I'll just put a little gob there. Then what I'll take this micro brush. It's the real smallest one I got here. Once again, you can get it from Micromark. I'll leave a description in the link below. And let's just put a little bit of glue. Right where the bottom of the wall section is going to be. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's get this in position. Okay. Tape it down. Make sure things fit snugly in the way they're supposed to. Let's get this end over, this wall section over here. Okay, things are looking good. Now is the time for the super glue, I think. Just dab some in and squish it in place. There went that wall. A nice bead in there. Ooh. Nearly had a bit of an opening there in the corner of the wall, but I caught it. Okay, let's get a little bit of glue. I suppose I should probably open this up a little bit for you. Just get a little bit of glue in here. Just help hold it down. There. I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in here. A little bit here. Okay, let's put her in position. Fortunately, I think my wall is just a little bit too long. Just a hair from that splicing that we did. But it should work. Try to just make it as good a splice as possible. Yeah, it definitely is a tad bit too long, unfortunately. Okay, it ain't perfect, but it ain't bad either. Okay, now this piece here is going to be going in here. Fortunately, and I just realized something. This is going to have to be cut too. Never noticed that till just now. Okay, so now this is where this little extra piece will come in handy. We'll stick that right in the end to help even this out a bit. So now what we'll do is we'll put this in place. Mark that down. Put this off to the side. And let's see, get a metal straight edge. Okay, that's enough of the straight edge. There. Just scored and snapped it there. There's no major piece there needed. Okay, now this has got little beveled edges here, which means I'm going to have to bevel this and this down to make it work. Once again, come back to our friend the sanding stick. Okay, that one looks good. That was the easy one. Now let's see if we can do the same on an upright wall. Oh, and put the cap back on. See, try and hold this so that my fingers aren't in the way, but it gives it the most support. Okay, now a little bit of fiddling here, a little bit of fiddling there. I have finally got it so that this little extra piece that we got here will fit. I think our best bet will be to go with the tester's glue. Give us a little bit of... I think I'll put the glue in the back of the knobs here. There. Oh, I should probably put a little bit at the end there. There. There, that should work. Now, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to use super glue here. Carefully. Some glue down. There. Now, for the moment of truth. It's a little bit wide. I think we can make it work. Let's see. How much you use my sharp knife? I think instead of putting this end in first, let's start working from this way over here. And so now we look at our directions. And let's see. Okay, we need a number 8. Let's get some more glue. Carefully cap this. There. Now, next up, we need a 9. Okay. Take it off here and trim it a little bit. Being careful not to get your thumb. Get a little bit of sand. There. Put a little glue in here. Oh, here's the tweezers. There, we got that in. Now, we gotta get this little piece in here in next. Let's see, that is a 7. Where's the 7s? Oh, there they are. Nice small little piece. Once again, sand it down. Okay. Get a little glue on the brush. Get a little bit of glue on there. And slide it into position. Voila. Okay, now this piece here. It's a 10. Yep. Yep, that's it. Oh. This piece, there's a right way and a wrong way. There. Now we're getting there, slowly. Ain't quite level because of the stupid splice. But I think she'll work. Especially when you get the paint. You never know. So I got all this set up and now I'm working on this. I just realized that this little extra piece we got here, it's actually too wide. If you noticed that before I did, good for you. So I'm going to try and cut off half a brick. Whoops. I started veering there. Okay, that's that. Now, I don't have a beveled edge. Which means we need to bevel this. Once again, it's just a lot of fiddling just to get it to fit. Okay, I finally got that little piece put in. It took a lot of little fiddling here, little fiddling there, a little sanding here, a little trimming here, but I finally got it up. And as you see, I test fitted the roof and it looks good. And I just realized I have done something perfectly. I don't know how well you can see this, but this major crack point here, that's where the cut line is. It's like, since when? This thing's worked that perfectly. So all I have to do is just cut off this portion of the roof and it'll be good here. So now I got this, now that we got this entire front part done, we'll be able to paint it next time so that, because like to paint it before it gets before we get anything more in. One thing I'm going to do with these windows here is, since this area here is being used as storage, they won't have windows here. So what they would have done is they would have bricked up some windows. So I got some brick sheet that we're going to use to fill up these 4 windows here. This one here we're going to leave as a window because we're going to have a little office over in here. At least that's what my thinking is. So then after we get this painted, we're going to want to put the windows and stuff in here, and then we'll make the little box area where the fertilizer will be stored. And also we'll have to put some styrene and stuff on the inside here to smooth things out so it's a nice smooth wall. How we're going to do that yet, I have not yet quite decided. I got an idea how I'm going to do it, but I could not describe it. So that's what the kit's looking like so far, and I think she's turning out really nice. So I mean, it took a lot of fiddling to get all these little itty bitty pieces in, but she should work, which is nice. So next time we'll paint this building and prep it for continuing and then after that we'll do the inside. Okay, well that's going to be it for today. This is probably going to be the longest video I've made yet. But this building is really starting to take shape now. And I can really start to visualize what this will look like. So, if you like this video or this series, please feel free to leave a like or subscribe. And if you do subscribe, make sure to hit the little bell icon so that when I release new content, you can get it as soon as I release it. So until next time, keep working on your model railroads, keep having fun, make your railroads just the way you want, and until next time, keep your trains on the track.